Hey YouTube, it's Manny. I've always been told that you always must make a good first impression because after all, you can only make one of them. For YouTube videos, your thumbnail is your first impression. So I'm going to show you how to make cool looking thumbnails that are quick and easy to edit so you can keep a common look and feel for all your videos. And best of all, for free. I do want to preface this with that I'm not a graphical designer and I have not taken any classes or training on graphical work. I have a very basic understanding. Everything I do here is self-taught, so there might be easier ways to do things than I'm showing you, and if there are, please don't be shy. Let me know in the comments below, because I'm always like to learn new things. Also, don't worry about being an artist, because this will not involve any drawing or use any paid-for software. We'll be using a free program called Inkscape, which is a vector graphics application. A link to the application's website is in the description below. And before we start, I'd like to mention that you can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I typically play looter shooters and always enjoy playing with viewers. But if you're having any kind of issues with creating thumbnails with Inkscape, feel free to drop in during a stream and ask me while I'm streaming. I'd be more than happy to answer anything I can. You can also hit me up on the Militia Discord server with any additional help you may need. The link is in the description below. This is part one of a two-part series. After the end of this video, you should be able to create a background and add an image to it and have something that looks like this. We're going to first modify a couple Inkscape document properties. So go to File, Document Properties. We're going to change the display units to pixels. Everything we're going to do is in pixels. And then we're going to actually remove the page border, so uncheck Show Page Border. Close the dialog. The next thing we're going to do is create our background. I'm going to create a simple gradient background, but you can use an image if you like. The only requirement is that it is 1280 by 720, which is YouTube's recommended size for a thumbnail. So let's open up the layers window, which is right here. But if you don't have it opened up, you can click this icon right here to open it. Double click layer 1 and rename this to background. Now choose the rectangle and square tool. Drag and open a rectangle. It doesn't matter the size. We're going to resize it right now. Choose the selection and transform tool. Now change our width, make sure it's set to pixels. Change our width to 1280 and our height to 720. Now we're going to choose the gradient tool. Click right about the middle, holding Control key down, drag to the bottom. This creates a nice straight line. Release. Click the top node. We're going to scroll over and choose a color that we want the gradient to be. I'm going to choose something that's close to what my stream has, which is a blue. Click the bottom node and I'm going to choose a lighter blue. And there's our gradient. Now, I'm actually going to, if you notice, mine actually has a stroke around. I'm going to remove the stroke. So we're going to go fill in stroke. And if you don't have that open, you can simply click this icon. So we're going to go stroke, and we're going to click this no paint. So now the stroke is gone. Now go back to our layers and lock the background. The next step is to add an image to our thumbnail. You need to decide what type of image you're going to place on the thumbnail. Do you want an image of a person, such as yourself? Or an in-game item like a weapon or a piece of gear that the video is about? I'm going to use a picture of myself for now. So let's go ahead and create a new layer. Hit the plus button on the layers. We're going to add it above the current selection, and we're going to call it image. Now we're going to open up our file, our image file. I have a picture of myself my son took of me on my local hard drive. I basically, for the bitmap image import, I use defaults. Select our image, copy it from this window, and we're going to paste it in this window. Now we actually want to rotate this so I'm actually standing up and not laying down. So go to Objects, Rotate 90, clockwise. I like to start with a rough cutout of the image and downscale it to fit the background layer. So select the Bezier tool. Now a couple tips while we're doing this. The mouse wheel is going to be very handy for moving the image around. So the mouse wheel scrolls up and down and moves the image up and down. If you hold the Shift button down and scroll the mouse wheel, it goes left to right. If you hold the Control key down and use the mouse wheel, it actually zooms in and out from the image. I'm only going to include my image from the waist up. So let's start the rough cutout. Just start clicking around the image. Get close as you can without spending too much time because we're going to do this step again. But next time we're going to take our time and completely trace the image. Once we've connected the last node, we're going to go up and select Edit Nodes by Path tool. We're going to change to Fill and Stroke, which is this icon if it's not open. And we're going to actually select the fill. We're going to change this all the way to white. Now, I use HSL. I just think it's a little easier to get the colors you want. So just make sure this is all the way over to 255, 255, and these are all Fs. Now you want to select the Select and Transform tool. So you have our nodes selected. You want to shift click the image itself. There's a dotted line here and a dotted line here. That means everything is selected. Now go up to Objects, Clip, and Set. Now let's make the image a bit smaller so it fits in our background. We want to make sure we lock proportions so the height and width are changed proportionally and the image doesn't get a warped look to it. So we're going to click the Lock Proportions button. Now shrink the image and move it until it fits nicely where you want it on the background. We're going to put it right here on the left-hand side. A little smaller. There. Now that the image is the size we want, let's clean it up a bit more and remove any unwanted parts of the image. Select the Draw Bezier tool again and start placing nodes. We'll go start near the hand. You want to do a decent job of tracing the image, but it doesn't have to be perfect because we will clean up the nodes in a minute. We have the basic outline of the image, but it's still a bit rough. We're now going to clean up the outline, and since this is an image of a person, me, we want to make it a bit smoother with less sharp angles. Go ahead and select the Edit Path by Node to clean up our paths. As you can see on the thumb, there's a lot of sharp angles here. We're going to actually click on the path, select the node, and actually delete it. And as you can see now, it's actually smoothed it out a little bit. Click another one, delete it, and as it makes it rounder, almost looks like a thumb now. Delete it, delete this node. But we can also see in here there's a little bit, so we'll try to pull this in a little bit, and then maybe add a node here, pull it out a little more, and just try to generally make this a little rounder as like a real thumb would look. Just work the outside. And that's it. We just continue all the way around. And when you add new nodes, you can tell it actually makes it much smoother. Now that we have a pretty good path of nodes around our image, we're going to duplicate the layer so we can add a border around the image. So go up to your layers window and right click the image. Scroll down till you hit duplicate current layer. Now we have image copy and image. So in the image copy, we're going to double click that and change the word copy to border. Hit enter. We're going to lock this layer and we're going to make it invisible. Next step is to pull the image out of the path. So make sure we still have our path by node tool selected. Select our path. Open up the fill and stroke dialog box, and we're going to click on actually fill, change this to white, go and select the select and transform tool, shift click on the image itself so that we now have the nodes and path, and the image selected. Go up to object, clip, set, there's our image. Now that we have an image set, we're going to add our border to it. So go back to the layers window. We're going to go ahead and lock and hide our image. We're also going to move the image above the image border. Unlock and unhide the image border. With the selection tool still active, click on an area outside the image path. Then simply press the delete button. Now we're left with just our path. Select the Edit Paths by Node tool, click the path, open the Fill and Stroke dialog. We actually want to change the stroke style. We're going to change its pixels, so we're going to change this to 20, and we're going to go to Stroke Paint, and we're going to change this to white. Make sure it's all lefts. Go back to our layers dialog, and we're going to unhide the image layer and lock the image border. You can now mess around with the stroke width to get the exact size you're looking for, but you can apply the same technique to any image you want to display. So that's it for part 1 on how to make a YouTube thumbnail. In our next video, we'll be adding text and exporting the final image. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below, and if you have any questions or even suggestions on how to do things a bit easier in Inkscape, leave a comment. I'd love to hear them. If you'd like to see more content like this, then smash that subscribe button. And as I mentioned earlier, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, YouTube, take it easy.